Oh,
Well, it's better than
in the bed.
Leo was talking about. He had flash shit news, so
That could
be very streaky.
Oh God, just start the show already.
Open the drink.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
You are, in fact, watching The Dorkening.
You're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned.
For all the geek news everywhere. Dorkening.
And this is The Dorkening. Trust me, I'm smarter than these guys.
Because The Dorkening is the best and most educational entertainment and information source that the Trauma Team knows of. It's the best. The Dorkening.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you as always. And with us, Velvet J. How's it going, bud?
What up, guys? It's another Tuesday night on the award-winning Splash Pages, and I'm here with my boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just saw my man Jeremy 2 days ago on an alternative show, so that's always nice. But we got a great show. We got news as usual. We have a great throwback story that really brings me back to Saturday morning cartoons. And we're going to delve deep into my child's psyche with that a little bit later. But right now, we're going to bring it over to my man, Jeremy.
How did he know? That's so amazing.
I'm sidekick. Bang!
Awesome.
Did you feel it?
my side. So, how are we all doing tonight? It's Tuesday night. It's Jar Jar in the house, and Rich, and Leo, and
Drew.
That's you, Drew.
Oh no, the screen didn't freeze. I just had to take a
Dramatic
break.
pause.
Indeed, thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're all back here. Yes, and the mustache is still here, but one day it won't be. So get used to that. We got a great book. We got some great news. Everything is here. Carrie in the house, and then a bunch of other people. It's Tuesday. You could be anywhere else, and you're here. So, thank you. We appreciate you.
We also got to be on that show the other night with Tom for the first time. I got to hang out with Tom on a show.
Oh, cool. Right. Yeah, I heard that went really well.
It did.
It did. Indeed. Got some good stuff.
It looked like we've tried to have Tom on before, but he had some major internet issues. Looks like his internet was fine. So, Tom, if you fix your internet, let me know. You know, it'd be great to have you come back on.
Absolutely.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah.
And it was great to see Miss Carrie Sanders as well running the show. And somebody got a really cool bonus, Drew. A bonus part of the box was an original run of the Sandman, the Kirby version. And it was, I don't know if it was it Jar Jar? Was it blue pages or purple pages? It was like an early
purple,
run.
I believe the cover was purple or something, a purple variant misprint.
Yeah.
Cool. That is cool.
A purple comic people leader.
Rah!
Absolutely.
One eye, one horn.
It's not even a 10, Leo, that's got to be a record. It's not even 10 minutes. I've already said get out. Like, Jesus. All right. So,
broke the record.
So here we are, another Tuesday, and there's all new things going on. Oh, what was that, Jeremy? I didn't even see. It went so fast. Put it back.
It was a flash. A flash.
Was it a flash of a flash?
All right.
Flash of a flash.
Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh,
yeah.
So I have to ask, guys, before we get to the news. Very nice. Did anybody see Guardians 3 yet? Anybody? Or are you all still waiting?
Still waiting.
My God.
VOD, baby.
You can spoil it for me. I don't.
No, I will not do that. It was that good, Jeremy. How dare you?
All right. Well, hopefully the gods of Pluther will shine down upon us quickly, and we'll be able to. But until then,
I did finally watch Ant-Man.
I saw that.
I thought that was pretty decent, and then I didn't even realize I watched one of the videos that breaks it down and explains it. Yeah, the ending is not the ending that we thought it was. If you watch these breakdown videos,
I still haven't watched it yet, so please don't know.
Okay, so all right, so to be determined.
But because of somebody in this chat, I already knew about one of the spoilers in it. Something MODOK. There comes. So I already knew.
Right.
But I don't know anything more than from what I understand. Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm confused. The ending without spoiling, explain.
Well, you remember the ending where Scott's just sort of like, he's kind of like walking along and he's having a good time. And he's like, oh, yeah, I think everything's good. And yeah, I think everything's good.
Everything is not good. It's not good.
But was everything good? So, Leo, you know what the breakdown movie things are on YouTube.
Yeah,
go spend an afternoon.
I know the one you're. I think I know the one you're talking about.
It's one of two. I don't know which is which. It's the one with the little dog, I think.
Yeah. I think he's full of shit.
Or maybe it was the other guy. I don't know. It was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was either that guy or that guy.
Okay. About Evil Dead Rise. Did we all see that? Because I watched that recently.
What's that, Jeremy? I'm sorry.
Evil Dead?
Evil Dead Rise?
No, it's on my list.
On the list.
I
Okay,
saw it the
can't
week
talk about
before it
that.
came out.
Yeah, you were at the premiere.
Well,
Yeah,
Renfield.
Renfield was great.
Can we talk about that,
Yeah.
everybody?
I haven't watched that either. I'm sorry.
No.
Did you watch it, Leo?
No.
I do not. I'm like Leo.
Mario Brothers.
I want to have the time to do these things, but the universe is like, oh, you want to have free time? You want to be able to breathe? You want to remember things? Fuck you.
Well, speaking of Remfield,
Yes.
like you
Renfield.
know, we got this right, Ren and Stimpyville.
Yeah. Very good.
So this news popped after last week's show.
Pop.
But pop.
You said
Pop.
pop. I pop. That's all. Pop away, boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Nick Cage Superman?
It's confirmed he's in the Flash.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cameo.
Be happy.
Oh, no.
Rejoice, O children of the Lord.
So if you don't know, Nick Cage was poised to play Superman, and Kevin Smith was writing the script long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and that movie was scrapped.
Kind of joke.
Yeah.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Directed by Tim Burton, yeah. And the fallout was it the producer or what was the big fallout with the spider?
They wanted to do a giant robot spider. Had to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But and
I heard something. Yeah, there was a rumor that there was going to be a giant iron spider possibly in the Flash. So I wonder if
listen,
all universes collide.
Carrie, stuff yourself.
Yeah, Carrie will just smacks everyone down because that girl like burns through Marvel comic universes, motherfucker. And she will shame you all.
Yeah. I wish I had her powers.
So Drew, you're
reading 12 issues.
Ooh-wee.
And I kind of feel like with Carrie, I kind of feel like Hank Pym and when he created Ultron. I'm like, my creation has surpassed me and now threatens everything. And I'm like,
I will destroy your world.
Exactly.
She's going to become a comic encyclopedia.
Yeah, there are no strings on her. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Yeah. So the director of Flash confirmed Nick Cage is in it, but there's a ton of Flash rumors going around and news. So first one up, the reviewer embargo lifts. Flash rumor. You guys can hear me, okay, right? Because I'm okay. For some reason, I can't hear myself.
What is this?
So
I hear myself all the time, Leo. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
Okay.
Echo.
So reviewer embargo lifts June 6th, just 10 days before the movie comes out, and that's going to be well, that was the news for one news item. There's a battle of the post-credit scene. Sorry, yes, Drew.
No. That was one.
Oh, okay. One Flash rumor. Okay, so a battle of the post-credit scenes. I am getting tons of different news about what is actually in the post-credit scene. So here's the rundown of all the rumors.
Shoot me some of these rumors because I love the.
Okay.
Or we don't entertain any of these rumors and we go in blind and we enjoy the film for what it is instead of walking in with these things. Excuse me, Mr. Pond, sir, if I may. I think we're overlooking something really big that's literally on the horizon here. While The Flash, I'm warming up to it. This week, isn't Spider-Verse coming out?
Yes.
Right? Am I wrong? Right?
This week or
I don't know.
This week or next week?
It's this. I feel like it's this week. Into the Spider-Verse is coming out. And holy shit, can we just all acknowledge that very rarely is there one property that all of the nerds are in agreement that they are excited for. And I feel Spider-Verse is one of them.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that. But right now, Leo has Flash rumors.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
if you don't
That's
want
fine.
to hear the Flash rumors, this is
Stick
your
your
opportunity
in the ears.
to put your fingers in your ears. And
Oh, no.
you know, we may let him know, and we may not let him know. He could
Okay.
just be off the show for the rest of the night. You don't know. Oh, there he is.
That was the biggest rumor yet.
Finger and he's gone.
Oh,
so,
geez.
Leo, why don't you just proceed with the rumors?
Okay, so there's so many conflicting ones that, you know, there's no idea which one's true. So apparently the Flash is in the Clooney-verse.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get Clooney Batman.
Nipples.
Flash.
That is the signature of the Clooney-verse, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even
does
the car.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
No. The thing of the Clooney-verse is puns. Lots and lots of puns.
Well, they did do the holy wrestling metal Batman.
I loved that.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, I'll watch it.
No, Jeremy, I'm sorry. The best part of the movie is actually in the beginning. It's
the island.
I want a car. You know, chicks dig the car. This is why Superman works alone. Continue,
okay, so most of these are Batman related. So obviously, it's when all things finish up, it turns out they're in the Clooney-verse. At the end of the movie, Flash is going to be walking a drunk Aquaman out of the bar.
Okay.
And then he's going to flash home and then get a call from Batfleck. And he's currently stuck in another universe asking to be saved. Another Bat rumor is at the end, after he saves everything, he's going to come across another Batman. They're not going to show his face, and he's going to say, "Who the hell are you?" So it's going to be a totally different Batman, an unknown Batman. And
Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
Could be, maybe.
The Batman.
So Jason Momoa and Tamira Morrison are going to be in the film as well, rumored. So Batman's going to be a clone with an Aussie accent.
Could be.
It could happen.
Let's get Brandon on the case.
Yeah, well, and speaking of Brandon, the last rumor is apparently at the end of the film, it reveals that the Snyderverse exists as a separate universe.
Okay.
That is totally bullshit.
Yep.
That's
yep.
You know,
That's
listen.
The bullshit one.
You know what?
That is bullshit one.
Yeah. Is this like that game, Two Truths and a Lie? You know,
it's just with the movie just like 2 weeks out. It's just a flood of Flash rumors. And the last one, Andy Muschietti is saying, again, rumor, that he won't replace Ezra Miller if a sequel happens, and says the script has already been written.
Okay. Well, listen, again, you know, we talked about this on Midweek Geeks. You know, Brandon brought up some really good points about it. You know, I think it really now is about the movie sticking, really standing for itself. And someone I know pointed out that that three really prominent people in the nerd world have all seen The Flash, and they had really high remarks. And I believe one of them, besides, we already talked about Stephen King. I think another person who gave it actually pretty high review was Martin Scorsese. And for the record, everybody, we all need to clarify, Martin Scorsese did not say he hates comic book movies. What he was saying is that it's changed movies in general, how the industry is, and that some things were lost in that transition that he personally values. You know, so it's basically that. the person who personally I feel that we really should just call out for being a hypocrite is James Cameron, because the man talks a big game about superhero movies, but at one point was supposed to do a Spider-Man. So you can take that down at the Titanic, James. So
Right.
that's just my 2 cents.
Put that on your door.
He's just mad he never got to do that.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
Drew, are you reading a Hellboy comic while we're doing this show?
Yes. First things first, it's not a Hellboy comic. This is an actual novel that has pictures along with it. And second thing, 3 flashbacks. Okay. And number 4, okay, we will see. This is a big movie. It's trying to do a lot. Personally, am I going to see it in the theaters? I don't know. Will I most likely see it? Sure. But in the end, there's a lot going on there. And one thing we have to acknowledge, there are always going to be people complaining about it. And we can't just lump it all like, oh, it's Snyder fans. No. It's a comic book movie. There's going to be people who love it. There's going to be people who think it's garbage and whatnot. And I honestly just feel, as nerds of the community with a voice that somehow people are listening to, we really should do our best to be objective about that and kind of not feud into the hate. Like, personally speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of the Snyderverse, but it does have some merit. But I'm not going to go out of my way and trash talk it. Do I think some of the fans are a little extreme? Sure. Absolutely. But I'm a Ghostbuster. There are fans in my genre that are extreme. Rich, you know the Jokers, and Jeremy, whatever fandoms you're with, the He-Man, I'm sure that there are purists. And Leo, Daily Planet has to have something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, I
Okay,
totally
cool.
agree with you, Drew. Like Snyder, the Snyder cut, and
Leo wears the underwear outside and inside.
Hell yeah.
Front,
that way you get that way.
I don't know what Leo ensemble he has on, but it looks
Yeah,
very
it looks
plush and warm.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Is it like a
It's a
Snuggie or something?
Have you met him? That man was made for comfort.
It is a Snuggie.
No, it's a sweatshirt. It was a little chilly, so
all right.
yeah,
Well, it
yeah.
looks very like velvety. I'm a little
Like
jealous.
Leo, Leo, you're
in purple.
Leo, you're so built for comfort that I want to get you like a Snorlax onesie, just so if you fall asleep at a con, we can just have you in the middle of the con and wait till somebody plays a polka flute. I'm like, what? What
Drew and
was
Leo
so
are
important you
cuddle
had to wake
buddies,
me up?
Cuddle
And now we
buddies.
have to fight. I'm just saying. I would do that.
Well, thank you. So what I was saying, Drew, I totally agree with you. Like, I enjoy the Snyder movies, the DC extended universe. But it's just that the Snyder fans have really made a bad name for themselves. You've taken some movies that really have some good points. There's definitely some good points, definitely some bad points, but they're enjoyable comic book movies. And there's now just a tarnish on them because of that fandom. There was one other flash item I had. Oh yeah, the last item I have before we move on to something else. Apparently, again, rumor. All the previews so far of The Flash do not have the actual ending. They're saving that for when the movie comes out on the 17th, 16th when it comes out.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Because to be quite honest, nerds have shown that they're all freaking Tom Holland. They can't keep their damn trap shut. So, well, all due respect, Tom, you're still a great Spider-Man. But yeah. Okay, there you go. Triggered Leo.
Well, speaking of Tom Holland, did you guys hear the news today?
No, tell us.
I just heard the news today.
So apparently, in the Brazilian release of No Way Home, well, you know what? I don't know if you can hear it, but you should. I don't know if I
There's
think
a box.
subtitles. Yeah.
What's in the box? Oh,
That's what he's saying right there. What's in the box? What's in the box?
So yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but you actually hear two people arguing, speaking Spanish next door, and they're yelling at Miles.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
No.
so apparently in the
Oh,
Brazilian release, it's confirmed that Miles is the neighbor of Peter.
So is that a bonus feature, or they just added that into the movie?
That's that's in the movie.
It's in the movie. Okay, interesting.
Okay. Okay,
No Way Home.
Leo, I
Yes?
just need to say this. Okay, but we will not get excited until we see an official confirmation. Can we agree to that?
Oh yeah. Yep,
Okay.
totally.
And since both Drew and Leo have now opened the box,
What's in the
since
box?
Into the Spider-Verse 2 is indeed, thanks to confirmed to our good buddy Tom, this Thursday is very exciting. We've got a lot of new characters we're going to be introduced to. We're going to see great characters that were in the comics that we've never seen in the animated universe, which is exciting.
Mhm.
Miguel O'Hara, I can't wait to see his personality. And it's very, very groundbreaking. And I'm looking forward to see if they do the tone of the movie in different levels and speeds, as they did in the first movie.
Absolutely. And Rich, I also feel like the important thing is that we have to remember that the point of the movie is to match the energy of the first one, but also go higher. Because I feel like with sequels, they try to too hard, like, oh, we're trying to do the lightning in a bottle again.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, it's expanding the lore, but it's still that personal story, which is what really made Spider-Verse great. And there's a lot of new things in it, even for the characters we saw in the original. I mean, when we last saw Peter, the Peter who trained him, he was wrapping things up with MJ. He has a kid, which is amazing. So,
absolutely. And then let's not forget John Mulaney as Spider-Ham.
Yes, and if we can segue to something personal, congratulations. I believe you're doing pretty well in the view category for a Peter Porker video, right?
Yeah. I put together some pieces from the first movie of John Mulaney's Peter Porker and threw it up on the Tickety Talk, and we're up to about, I think, 16,000 views. So that's pretty exciting. Yay.
Nice.
Nicely done.
So yeah, I've been pretty consistently getting something on each platform. Is suddenly starting to pop.
Cool.
So yeah, thank you for mentioning Drew.
Taking over the immortal.
Velvet Joker 1, guys, both on TikTok and on YouTube. Check it out.
Woohoo!
Do it now.
Well,
subscribe.
Speaking of popping again. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
No, I was going to say. I was going to say. Does anybody else have anything?
I do. So speaking of popping, so this is being advertised, not advertised, written by the popverse.com, mentioning CBR. CBR.com is going through major overhaul due to cultural and performance issues. Its editor-in-chief, the site's senior news and features editors have also been laid off. And it mentioned, I believe, one of their main people went over to IDW as well. So
now CBR is a comic book news site, correct? Comic book resources.
Yep. CBR.com is a comic book website. Now, I often take a look, to see what they're reporting, before the show. And for being a comic book resource, a lot of their news is not comic book related.
They seem to have become more of a rumor mill article place.
Well,
and I mean, Drew, you work for who is essentially a competitor.
Not a competitor.
Not a competitor.
No. So, okay. First thing, I need to clarify that. So, Rich, sorry to interrupt you.
No, I want you to. Thank you.
Yeah. So, not really a competitor, more like cousin in the same family. So, CBR is under the same umbrella as Screen Rant is, through the company Valnet. And yes, so similar, and things and whatnot. And because I've worked there in the past, and because I'm still employed with Screen Rant, I really don't want to say too much there. But I do know that there has been a lot of there's been a lot of shakeup everywhere, a lot of restructuring, a lot of change, and such. So this kind of overhaul, to be quite honest, doesn't really surprise me. So I mean, nerd journalism is changing, and I think COVID and what that did to the world and how we process information really did something to that. And some of it is just, like you said, like Leo said, some of it is, how they are appearing to others. Some of it is how the content that's being produced, the attention it grabs. I mean, back in the day, I remember the great Mark Millar used to say that that CBR was one of the things he always read in the morning along with his newspaper. So that's some high regard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I honestly, I didn't really know this, but I'm not really too surprised. So, best of luck to anybody there.
Well, yeah, I mean, we as anyone, you hate to see somebody out of a job. But I for all the properties that they own, you would think that, like a comic book website would stick to comic book news. Like I mentioned here, Skeleton Crew, Star Wars could be kind of, considered comic book, but it's not really. Street Fighter 6 is not comic book. American Psycho is not comic book. Oh, we got a Spider-Man article, Flash article.
Well, Leo, when I was working there, I can only say
geek world,
but Leo, when I was working there, I didn't just cover comics. I also covered like comic book related news, releases, variant covers. It was whatever kind of tickled your fancy. So, it's not like in Screen Rant, really everything is same publisher, different universes, and they can intersect, in terms of content, but they really kind of keep to their own, and that's how they best function. So maybe it's just the lines bled through a little too much. So
look at all these titles right here. I mean, I would categorize this site as pop/nerd culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's mostly nerd culture stuff. But like if you're throwing like some Connors, Johnny Galecki,
that's a little odd.
That's more of a pop.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you mean? Is that really pop?
Pop culture.
I know, but is it? So are the Connors part of pop culture these days?
Well, I mean, that show is still running on Hulu. Yeah, I do watch it on occasion. It's not bad. It's not bad without her at all.
I didn't care with her or without her. I wasn't watching.
Every once in a while, when I go through a dead spot, I'll watch an episode or two. It's still pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the original Roseanne, so I don't know. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Drew. Go ahead.
It's fine. What I'll just say is, honestly, I agree with you, Rich, and also with you, Leo. I really hope this just doesn't really cost too many people a job. Being able to write articles really is pretty cool, and it's really great when you realize that your name's out there attached to things you enjoy. But the good thing with nerd media is that one door closes, another door opens. So hopefully anybody who's left wanting finds a new home. So good luck, everybody.
Totally. And with the onslaught of AI articles hitting the interwebs, I think it's going to become more and more important for real organizations to do like their fact checking and to do actual proper writing, because
it'll be noticeable who's using AI and who's using actual human beings. The emotion in articles and stuff will definitely be.
Yeah, I mean, AI is super powerful, but there's some.
And I'm not against people using it for different reasons. I'm one of those people that I believe it's a tool. if you use properly with, anything, great power, great responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. So in my digging, definitely don't want to harsh on it, but it looks like Valnet Inc. Does own some very large sites.
Oh yeah.
Along with CBR, Movie Web, Game Rant.
Yep.
Some of these logos I'm not familiar with. The Richest.
You don't know the soccer ball?
The Travel, the Soccer Ball Football Fan Cast.
Woo!
Give me sport. Simple Flying. But Movie Web, Collider, Dual Shockers, The Gamer.
Now, who are they owned by?
All down.
Who's their biggest shareholder? That's who you figure. It all goes back to one company, Johnson & Johnson.
All the KGB.
Yes.
It's all to sell baby powder.
Comrade Putin.
All right, let's see what guys. We
Drew's
keep this
a Russian bot. Drew's a Russian bot. I knew it all along.
Guys, if we keep this up, I'm just gonna pick a bottle from my bar and start going.
Good for you, buddy.
Okay, so I had two other stories, and we were talking about this a little bit before you popped on, Drew. And Rich, hopefully you can clue us in, Drew, I'm sure you know about it as well. But we know about the Kamala Khan being killed off in Spider-Man. That's been leaked already. But now there's an issue with MJ's kids. What's the story there? I saw on the comic book subreddit.
So first
people in an uproar.
First we had Zeb, the whole Zeb.
Rich, you take this one because I don't. You take this one.
Okay. First we had the writer Zeb Williams.
Zeb Wells.
Zeb Wells. First he wrote a thing where Peter went away. And I'm totally tightly summarizing. So read the books on your own. Essentially, Peter goes away to like another universe. Time moves differently in our universe. Mary Jane thinks Peter is gone forever. She marries another guy and has kids. So everybody freaks out and calls Peter a cuck. And then Zeb Wells suddenly needs protection when he goes to cons because people are freaking out about that. And now there's a new thing where apparently the kids aren't real. They're sort of doing like when Wanda's kids sort of like disappeared. They weren't part of reality. Somehow they were fabricated. So now that's the latest hubbub that I've heard. And what more can you add on to that?
So somebody leaked a actual image from the comic. And it's just... I don't know the characters. It's just somebody coming up and MJ asks about the kids and they're like, no. So they didn't make it or something happened to the kids.
Right,
so
because they're perhaps
and
not.
And then
real.
there were none.
And then, of course, I skipped over that like a week or two ago, the whole that they're killing the character of Kamala Khan in Spider-Man as well. So that's fairly controversial considering that they're trying to push that character in the MCU.
Yeah.
But, as we said the last time that they were first hinting at that, they kill heroes all the time and then the heroes come back.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Kamala's going to come back with the powers that she has in the TV show.
But Drew is sifting and chugging.
Oh, he's going straight to the bottle.
Oof. What was that, Drew? Is that whiskey?
Yeah, it's whiskey.
Yes. Burns so good. Yeah,
Okay,
you might want to throw a tad bit of soda in there, just a tad.
You know what? Okay. Here's my 2 cents about this. Okay, we need to stop.
Your 350.
Okay. So,
what are we stopping? Are we stopping, dropping, and rolling?
We need to stop with this. Okay. Because to be quite honest, this is getting absurd. And I understand. With characters that are so old, and I don't mean old as in like they're ancient, but older, there's only so many stories you can tell. There's only so many times the Green Goblin can come back. There's only so many times we can lean on other characters making this work. Okay? This entire time, Mary Jane and Peter, they're married. Oh, we can't have them be married. So we're going to have Mephisto, Leo's favorite character, come in and make a goddamn deal. Oh, we're going to erase it. Oh, but we don't like this because he's still going to end up with Mary Jane and everything. Oh, okay, cool. So then we're going to bring Black Cat back because it's now the 70s again. Why don't we just bring back the black suit? Oh, the symbiotes are everywhere. Oh, okay, cool. Peter's gone. Okay, well, Peter's dead. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to marry and have some little spider nuggies. And then Peter's back. Oh, my God, we're friends again. But there's, of course, shit because Peter's life sucks. And now Kamala Khan's dead. And the worst part, it's going to mean nothing. In the end, she's going to come back and her death will be nothing. So he wasted all this paper and all this ink. And then the worst part is that these fans care so much, they're going to threaten someone's life for something that will be easily retconned. Guys, no offense, I really don't like saying this because I feel like it's so stupid. But please, they're comic book characters. It's not worth ending up with something on your record for. Okay? And I really don't like soapboxing. I felt like I used to do it a lot. I don't like bringing it up right now. But I got to say this. Everybody, please, calm the fuck down. Have a drink. Smoke something. Or go for a walk. Hug someone you love. Watch a movie. Get a pizza. There are so many other things that are better than whining about what one person will do with a character. Thank you.
Oh, I thought we were going to do the slow clap there.
I'm sorry, Leo. For me, it's just been, Leo, for me, it's just been a huge failure ever since comic book creators' lives are threatened at conventions.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy.
And it's ridiculous, you can see
fun sandbox
right
to play.
Right. When you go to Terrificon or any con in general, you're going to see people that maybe you're not a big fan of. I'm sure Rich has seen, people who maybe he's not the greatest fan of, maybe he didn't like their work, but he's still like, okay, you do you. We exist on the same goddamn planet. I'm sure Leo's probably run into a person or two, and I'm sure Jeremy, has probably run into more than a few. Me, I've done it. Mm-hmm. I just really wish the lines were more there, but the fucking
Drew. Listen, you don't have to love everyone. You don't have to love everyone's opinion. You don't have to love everyone's art, but you also don't have to shit on their art. You like you were just saying, you exist, they exist, and you could just pass and nothing happened.
Exactly. But these people think that they can just say whatever the hell they want and then back it up on, oh, I'm being honest. I was like, no, you're not. You're being juvenile and immature and oh, it's my way or the highway. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? There's another third option. It's called timeout. So you're now
in the next arc. Wait until the next arc. We'll all
a moment of
anyways.
A moment.
What it is, it's the same thing I said when anytime something crappy would come out in a movie. If you don't like it, don't go and see it. Don't do I'm going to see it so I can shit on it. You're still encouraging it. If you don't want to read these comics, if you don't want them to do these comics, do what I'm doing. I'm not buying them. I'm not reading them.
Vote with your wallet.
Right, yeah, exactly. There are so many good books out there that deserve funding and money.
Totally.
Hell, I've been reading more of Good Boy, upon Jeremy's recommendation, because he said he read all of it before our guest got done. Everybody check out last week's interview.
Very good.
And I just finished book 2, and I'm going to finish book 3, and I've been recommending it to people. I'm like, people I know who are John Wick fans.
I bring it up in conversation regularly, actually. It's kind of weird.
Nice.
So this is something that definitely isn't ingrained in the youth of today. I see it constantly in Reddit, people complaining I belong to what is it, a shrinkflation community, you know, and people complaining, oh, I went to McDonald's and the burger is so thin, or you know,
it is.
Oh yeah, and I keep on posting on there, you know, vote with your wallet. That's the thing. People, you know, they keep on buying shit.
Oh,
you know,
no, Leo. Now we have to delve into this for a second.
Yeah.
What makes you want to look at that?
Well, so I look at it because, you know, I'm very mental. I hold grudges. I you know, if a company pisses me off, you know, like yeah.
Time out. Leo, I need to make sure I understand something. And
it's another secret story of Leo's. I can't wait for
Leo,
this.
Leo.
Yes.
Are you saying you're holding Leo? Are you saying you're holding grudges because of a McDonald's burger? Because it might be too thin. Okay. Because I was about to say, buddy, no offense.
Those burgers are my favorite thing.
Okay. Yeah. For instance, there
up your food quality there, big guy.
Yeah.
There's a local pizza shop, you know, that I gave 3 chances, and their service, you know, when they first opened, the food was great, but you know, I gave them 3 chances that they kept on fucking up my order, and the service was just not as it was. So I said, fuck you. I'm not, even though they're right down the road, never buying from you again.
Did you leave a scathing review?
No, I voted with my wallet. I stopped going there.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah. But you know, they burned down under new ownership, and you know, Megan wanted to give them a try, so we gave them a try.
Leo,
they were pretty good.
Now they burned down in new ownership. You had no like involvement there, right?
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, this wasn't some wishful thinking. Yeah, you didn't pull some fire starter shit, you know, where you just like
poured some gasoline in a hole.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I fuck up my order. I'll burn you to the ground.
I tell you,
you didn't leave a rubber snake nailed to the door with a knife, you know.
So I tell you, I held that grudge for maybe 12, 13 years until
Wow.
You wouldn't go back for.
I would not go. Yeah.
My God.
I applaud you.
Like would it bring up fury as you would drive by, Leo?
Sometimes, yeah.
Tell the story. That motherfucker ruined my burger.
He gave me pepperoni, and I asked for meatball. Fuck that place.
So I just need to understand this, Leo. So back to this place, this breeding ground for trolls. So what you're telling me is that these people take the time out of their day instead of doing anything else to complain about anything. The burger was too thin. There wasn't enough lettuce. This slice, like whatever is there.
It's a whole community about like this product, you know, was 8 ounces and now it's 7.6. You know, this month, and they'll have a picture of both products. You know, it's shrinkflation. It's companies, you know, lowering the amount of product.
You're gonna need more of that, Drew.
You're gonna need more of this.
A lot more.
You should be more full.
I'll pull it up real quick.
No, please don't.
Oh,
please.
Yeah. Do we really want to delve this deeply into it? I just thought it was fascinating that you actually check out this thing where people are bitching. Yeah. So not only do you hold the grudge, but you do nothing about it, but you're entertained by people that do.
I'm entertained by it, but also I like to remind them every now and then, vote with your wallet. You know, that's how I grew up, you know.
Okay.
Back in the 80s, you know, we were told that you didn't like a company, don't buy it. Vote with your wallet.
Leo, did they tell you to go fuck yourself?
Probably.
No. People, you know, act like, you know, it's the first time they've heard it. You know, it's like,
oh, what a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's
all right. So it's giving you some so you feel like a god, and you're giving positive affirmation by your.
I'm trying.
The full complete picture now, Leo. I understand.
As a elderly person, I'm trying to pass on my wisdom.
Okay. Hold on, gentlemen. guys, I got this.
Me in my wiseness.
Back in my day.
Yeah, guys, hold on, guys, I got this. Okay, listen, Simon Stagg, you need to calm the hell down. Okay, all right, okay, because last thing is your name is Leo Pond, not Scrooge McDuck. Okay, so before you start diving into your gold coin pool of knowledge, you need to get a couple of things correct here. Okay, number one, you don't know these people anything. Number two, okay, you got to let these rats drown. Number three, see reason 1 and 2. Okay, number 3, Leo, you watch this stuff for the same reason people like to watch train wrecks. Okay, they like to watch a disaster unfold and know that it can't hurt them. Number 4, I guarantee you're probably eating one of this because this is probably some dinner theater level shit. Number 5, okay, I swear to God, if you want, Leo, I swear to God, if you weren't married, I would say go get a girlfriend. But I've met your lady because this to me is a red flag. This is you need humanity, and thank God we have Terrific Con in July because holy dear God, I feel like I want to hug you and then ask, "Are you sure you don't want some pizza, champ?"
He's just trying so hard not to spend money on toys. He's like, I gotta distract myself.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! I've shut myself off. It's like I'm getting a shakes, But
speaking of shakes, no.
I had nothing to go with that. Wait, actually, speaking of Leo, they did release a new Transformers: Rise of the Beasts trailer, which had a far more action and showing of Unicron and more of what the movie will be. I got to say, I'm hyped, man. That looks great. Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm telling you, you and all our viewers, guys, if you get a chance, check that trailer out. That looks great. I
agree. It's I'm excited, especially now that I've heard that Bumblebee and this movie are quite possibly part of like a new reboot. There's been some pictures of like some of the Transformers in this and saying like, was it this character in Bumblebee? And so it'll be interesting. I sent you guys pictures this weekend. I went to Ollie's.
I didn't know if those were safe for work or not. Oh, come on, that was funny a little bit.
That was good. Yeah, Leo. Yes, everybody. How Leo shops is he makes himself feel better by he shows us what he's putting away. It's like, I had all these. Oh, I'm putting away 10 of these.
Oh, look how much money I saved by spending this.
What's going on with the video game wall now, Leo? You're really messing with my OCD. Like, you now took the game out of there, and now there's Tetris. 2 more games on the side that aren't in the correct pattern, and I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, so Pac-Man officially fell. It must be behind the. I'm gonna have to. So
you're gonna have to pull some things out.
Yeah,
Pac-Man, he found some loose power pellets behind the bookcase.
I know. Well, I didn't move anything else around. It's just that Pac-Man fell. But as you can see, there is a hole there, off to the far just right there.
To my heart.
Right above Alf. But I'm waiting because I ordered some NES boxes for some original.
What are we getting?
I ordered the Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Zelda. Right. I think Zelda 1 and 2. They're repro boxes.
Oh, okay.
Just the boxes.
So you have the cartridges, you just don't have the boxes.
I don't have all the cartridges. No, I just bought the boxes because I had the games when I was a kid.
I like the way.
Why do you want the boxes?
It's
put them up on the wall.
Yeah, just for art. Okay.
Just for art. Yeah. Just nostalgia. It's games that I played and loved as a kid. And I ordered the repro boxes because the actual game boxes are way too expensive. So once I get those, they'll go up.
Oh, even without the cartridges?
So all the money that you saved at Ollie's by not paying top dollar graphic novel prices, you turned around and got to go buy that other stuff. Well, and I really see how much you're saving and making your wife
at
happy.
Ollie's.
$5.
Well, see, I ordered them like had to be almost 3 months ago now, and I still haven't received them. So I'm assuming it was a scam. because I didn't spend that much, but
Leo,
yeah.
Just you're not helping yourself. Just
okay.
more
So
other news.
Okay. Last two items I have here. Last news item I have here is I did not know these existed. IDW. Have you heard of the artist editions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one right here. Hold on.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Yeah.
I got a Walking Dead one from Image. It's not the IDW. It's artist. It says down here at the bottom.
Oh, nice.
Artist proof edition.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's all black and white. You could actually use it as a coloring book, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a scan of the original artist's artwork. So IDW partnered with
I've never opened it.
with DC, and we are getting a Batman Year One.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're also getting a Neil Adams book as well.
Oh, nice.
And I believe the Neil Adams book may be a part of the signature edition.
Okay.
So the signature edition, they're all sold out, signed and numbered.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a Todd McFarlane signed and numbered. That was $200.
Well, I was just looking through. There's a really cool Alex Ross Marvel Villains variant covers.
Really?
It came out about a month ago. Really beautiful.
For IDW?
No.
For DC.
Marvel.
Oh, DC. Okay.
No, for Marvel.
Oh, for Marvel? Oh, wow.
Marvel.
Marvel Villains.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Jim Starlin.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll probably
Cool
pick up the Neil Adams one.
Yeah, that was a beautiful piece. Nice cover. He always did a beautiful Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
And
what else is there?
well, this is not a news item, but just wanted to say this month is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
It's about time they celebrated me. Oh, hold on. That's not me.
Get out.
And in order to celebrate it, apparently there are several books DC is releasing, but one of them was City Boy.
I don't know this at all. What's City Boy?
Came out last week. It's
one of DC.
Yeah, the character apparently debuted in Wildstorm.
I see a bat in the background. So
I know who City Boy is. He's a Wildstorm character.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So apparently his power is the power of the city.
Yeah.
What?
He communicates with cities. In the Wildstorm, the idea was
I
that
guess I would work with Henry the Street.
It's something similar to that, where just like essentially cities have consciousness and they have history and stories, and he could communicate with them and kind of draw power from that.
Interesting.
Something like that.
Didn't we read a comic where the main character had like sex with the essence of the city? No?
I don't know. Yeah, Rich, I'm pretty sure I remember something like that. So no, I don't know.
The soul of the city personified itself as sort of a female. Anyway, whatever.
I don't know.
So
maybe that was just a really good dream.
Or a really good
weird dreams.
In support of AAPI month, I definitely urge everybody to check it out. It was a decent read, and that's all I have.
All right. Well, I just have two small items. The first one is interesting because it's actually from the senior correspondent at Forbes magazine. So usually I'm less apt to put out the things that are not extremely factual. This is still considered kind of rumorish, but they're saying that the final MCU Fantastic Four is leaked by a reputable person that is known to have gotten quite a few of these things right. And so that is indeed, as we've heard before, Adam Driver as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, the Invisible
That's
Woman.
weird to me, but all right.
Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm. I looked him up. He seems to be like a new up-and-coming guy, but I haven't seen anything that he's been in. And then David Diggs as Ben Grimm. I've seen him. He actually did the I Want a Puppy for Santa Claus, and he was the brother-in-law in Blackish. He was
looks very familiar.
I think he has some. He had a part in was that hip hop play that was very popular about the president.
Oh, Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah, I believe he was in Hamilton as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
he's known for Blind Spotting, Hamilton, Wonder, and Little Mermaid.
The new one, I'm assuming.
The
live
little.
action.
Yes, yep. He's the voice of Sebastian.
Oh.
So
I gotta
I
check
would
that
never
out
thought
soon.
as,
My kid really wants to see that.
I would never thought as Margot Robbie as the Invisible Woman.
Yeah, I don't. That's the only one that I'm kind of like. She's more of a bad girl. I don't know. I mean, she's an actress, so she can play whoever she wants, I guess.
Yeah. And interesting, I don't know. Heather actually put me onto it. I wasn't really interested, but she's like, the other night, she's like, "Have you seen the Barbie trailer?" And I was like,
dude,
wasn't on my radar at all. And I watched it.
I'm
totally they could be going somewhere interesting. They could be going somewhere interesting with that.
I'm very confused with that. I'm just like, hold on. We used to make fun of Barbie, you know, plastic woman, the unattainable life of a woman. But then also Barbie's also this like every person in the world. And like, I thought the trailer was really kind of like aimed towards us, the people that were kind of goofing on Barbie.
Yeah, because they're almost mocking it. Because at one point she's like, "Oh no, I have flat feet,
Yeah,
which is like one of the things because woman stereotype, you have to be on high heels.
Oh yeah.
My only thing with that trailer is I just like how everybody is using that song that I remember from
Aqua,
Unmistakable Talent. No, everybody's like the make your own type of music. The song that's playing in the background when Nick Cage is driving with Pedro Pascal. He's looking. He's just they're playing in the background, and I'm like, my God, everybody uses this song now. But I will say Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. I didn't like. He just pulls off Ken with this just really funny, like genuineness. They both do. Like you know. But I was saying this to Ange. I was just like, these movies really like doing we're a toy, but now we're in the real world. Like, they like doing this, like, oh, we're in the real world where everybody knows I'm a toy. I'm going to do toy things. And then people want me to go back to being a toy, but I'm seeing the world. And I'm like, man, they really like that trope. Like,
Ted was very successful.
It's true. It's true. But, yeah, I didn't expect to enjoy the trailer as much as I did, but I was like, there's something in there that's like oddly hooking me. And Jeremy, I'm the same way. Like my sister had Barbies and I wanted nothing to do with them.
Oh yeah. No, even like I'll watch some of the kids shows with them of when my kids were into Barbies and stuff. And like it's very similar in a way where it almost goofs on itself so that the parents are like sitting there being like, yeah, this is all tongue-in-cheek. And it's done well. Like when I had to build a dream house, they sent it with instructions. These they're kind of comedic, that they just sit there and tell you you're pretty much going to die building this thing. and it was very funny. I was just like, well, thank you, Mattel. That was it was worth the laugh.
Listen, they know, man. They know.
Well, there's been a series of movies like this, and I think Ryan Gosling's been in a couple of them. 21 Jump Street, Chips. Movies that we thought were going to be serious representations of our childhood, but turned out to be just goofy, lovable movies.
Making fun of the original property.
Yeah.
So, Rich, you said you had something more?
Yeah, one other item. So we've got in the Deadpool universe, we got good news and we had bad news. First, the good news is that they started shooting it a few weeks ago. So good news there. Yay. Also, Blake Lively just dropped on Twitter or Instagram yesterday how cut Ryan is in shape. He's basically had a sleeveless shirt on, and his guns are big as I've ever seen them. He looks humongous.
Thank you, Blake Lively, for that update.
Well, when your training partner is Hugh Jackman, who has been
right.
We've seen some of his training stuff too. It's insane. So,
this is just going to be. This is the comic movie to see, I think, when it finally drops, because it's got a guy that just loves being the character he is, and I'm not a Deadpool comic book. Yeah, and then there's Deadpool, but I'm not a Deadpool comic book fan. But the movies, I think they're fantastic. I think they're done so well. Don't get me wrong. There are a few Deadpool stories that I've enjoyed, but like.
Yeah, I want to say, Jeremy, we got to find you the right story. It
is far and few between, but like they're there. It's just
Jeremy, I'll make you a list.
God damn you, homework.
But so that's good news. But now in the bad news, because we still have the WGA strike going on. Now, number one, Ryan is the head writer, so whatever they're filming now has to be in the existing script. So now one of the things that has made these movies win is that they've been able to, on the spot, change up the script.
Right.
Well, he ad-libs.
Now, this article isn't saying it. They could certainly go back and redo this when the strike's over and reshoot these things if they come up with better ideas. But for now, they have to adhere to the script, even if he comes up with a better line.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit of the negative news.
Yeah, that can be a pain because there's no ad-libbing throughout.
Right. But I guess moving forward is better than having to halt production financial-wise. And if they've got to do reshoots later, they got to do reshoots later.
God damn it.
So that's what I got.
Before we get to, I guess, what news I have, which really isn't a lot, funny enough. Did you guys ever see the video where Ryan was trick-or-treating as Deadpool, and he was trick-or-treating with a bunch of kids dressed as Marvel characters?
Yeah,
and one of them was like, I think it's Spider-Man, but I think he's drunk. and he's just, encouraging. I'm just like, you were born to do this, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah. This is his character.
It really is. That's why I'm like really excited to see the next one. It could take 10 years for it to come out, and I'd still be like, all right, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this movie.
All right, Drew, it's over to you.
Oh God, are you sure you don't have anything, buddy?
Oh, let me see.
You got any news? No.
Empty pockets.
Empty pockets. No handwritten notes.
Mark Hamill's going to play Skeletor again.
Do it.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's going to play Skeletor again.
See you later, you D-bags. All right. So I got a few things. Nothing really too crazy sauce, but there hasn't really been a lot of news. Comic-wise for Marvel and DC, everyone's kind of keeping a little low-key. I think Marvel more because they got Spider-Verse coming out, so they're going to drop some big stuff there. And then DC is DC, I guess.
Not far away.
If they're keeping it low-key, what about Thor?
It's not DC.
Get out.
No, hold on. There was a Thor in DC, but that's a Thor subject.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to do something really rare. You and you get out. Both of you.
I'm sorry.
I need both of the gingers in this chat to leave. Okay? You soul-sucking fucks. All right. On that note, everybody, since I'm clearly in a rare form today, earlier
the whiskey talking. It's the whiskey talking.
It totally is. I've already emptied the glass.
This is
earlier
whiskey business.
I'm just getting this ready for when I need it. So continuing something we said last week, we talked about a new collection of Rom the Space Knight coming out. Marvel has actually announced, in a sequel to that, another popular toy originating comic series is going to receive the same treatment, the lovable Micronauts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the subatomic superstars from this long series with great world building, mythology, sci-fi, all that. And for those who don't,
Baron Karza.
Exactly. So for people who don't know the Micronauts, you had Commander Ron, Princess Mari, Biotron, Ackeryear, and the Bug traverse the universe aboard their microship, the Endeavor, as they struggle to free their homeworld from the tyrannical Baron Karza, which their adventures bring them to Earth, where they meet the big heroes like Fantastic Four. They also meet Doctor Doom, S.H.I.E.L.D., Captain Universe, Man-Thing, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Arcade, just a bunch of other characters. So the omnibus is going to be a complete restoration, complete with the letter pages and a ton of bonus material, which includes house ads from back in the day, original artwork, and more. So you're going to have two versions. So remember, these are the ones also written by Bill Mantlo, who everybody, if you don't know who Bill Mantlo is, not only is he known for the Micronauts, but he's one of the co-creators of Rocket Raccoon. So he's also, unfortunately, noted for a supreme tragedy in his life. In 1992, he was the victim of a hit and run, which put him in a coma that he did recover from, but the damage to his brain was irreparable, and he's remained in hospital care since then. And it's actually thanks to the Guardians of the Galaxy's success that he actually will live comfortably for the rest of his life. The people putting together Guardians, when they were doing it, created a compensation package for him since he was one of the co-creators. So its success actually enabled that he's basically going to live well for the rest of his life. So good on the people of I guess, Marvel or James Gunn or whomever for really doing him a solid. It's really nice. And the Hero Initiative is a big fan, is a big fan of him, and has helped out as much as they could with that. So, kudos to a great creator.
Yeah,
also, fun
nice
fact.
Because usually we hear a lot of the negative in the comic world. So it's nice to hear somebody in the comic world's got a cushy cush.
There you go. And also, he was also pivotal in creating Cloak and Dagger. So this guy's done a lot. So this, called the Micronauts, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 1, you're going to have basically everything. Issues 1 to 29 in the manual, 1 to 2, and then from the special edition as well. So you got his work, Michael Golden doing the work. Literally, this is the first time ever. So this is going to be on sale April 2024. And then you actually can pick up a facsimile edition of their comic review. The 1979 Micronauts issue 1 will actually be available in stores this September. That's September 2023. So I thought that was pretty cool. So what cover Leo just showed us, that's the Butch Geis cover. Their direct market executive variant will be by the late great Steve Ditko. The other variant will be by Mantlo's frequent creator, Michael Golden. The artwork in there, you will see Michael Golden, Howard Chaykin, Pat Broderick, who, fun enough, Pat Broderick we met at
Terrificon.
Terrificon, right, Rich? It was Rhode Island, right? Yeah, you had a really good interview with him. Rich Buckler, and of course the other cover will be by the great Dave Cockrum. So this is huge, and it's really nice to see these older books coming back into play because, again, they were important building blocks to Marvel's early success. And Rich,
I love
I'm
those
sure.
toys. I don't know if anyone else is old enough to have actually had the Micronauts toys, but they were awesome.
Not
There you
high.
go.
I heard of them, but did not get. Was not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely, Jeremy, check those out because they were pretty cool. And again,
Don't tell me how to live my life.
You buy more toys because Leo
Okay.
can't. All right.
Because
So
he's saving money at Ollie's.
there you go.
I
All
need
the
them to
other
put out
people.
more Masters of the Universe toys.
There you go.
Sad.
So,
I keep going to Target and they're out.
So,
They're all out.
fun is that's my only Marvel. So moving on to DC, we know of Batman's son, Damian Wayne. We know of Superman's son, Jonathan Kent. But now DC is adding Wonder Woman to that parental legacy. We will be showing.
Are they going back to Wonder Girl being her daughter or her niece?
No, this is a new character. Her name is Trinity, created by writer Tom King and artist Daniel Stampiri. She's set to make her debut in Wonder Woman's 800th anniversary issue in June, which will then lead to her debut issue in September. And she's essentially set to be a core part of the run after appearing in a story that'll be in 20 years in the future. And then King and Samperi's run are going to show her origins and how she becomes the new Wonder Woman. And it's funny because he actually got the idea from his frequent collaborator, Mitch Gerads, that this was an idea that happened during their collaboration in Mr. Miracle. So, yeah.
So she's already going to be an adult when we meet her?
Yes. But
and then we're going to go back and get her origin and how.
Exactly. Well,
so we won't know who her father is per se until.
Yeah. So basically, what King and Gerads were discussing would be like an all ages follow up to their Mr. Miracle. So they're thinking like John Kent and Damian are babysitting Scott and Barda's kid Jack, who we saw in the book.
Yeah.
And then it was just thinking, he was like, oh, and he said, this got me thinking about the son of Batman and son of Superman as older brother babysitters, and how really the person they should be looking after is their little sister, the daughter of Wonder Woman. And after I had that idea in my head, I couldn't get it out. So, basically, his book, King is really keeping his details very tight, but he said the book's focus is going to be on Diana and the relationship between her and her daughter. So each issue will, quote unquote, show the readers how awesome Diana Prince is, how relevant she is to today's world, but also that Trinity's feelings of inadequacy will also play a huge part of her journey. So it's not just about her finding her own independence as an individual, but it's also about what it means to be Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman's daughter. So like I said, Trinity will be showing up in Wonder Woman issue 800, which is available June 20th. And then King and Samperi's Wonder Woman issue 1 will then be released sometime this September this year. So, hey, that's going to be
Heavy is the head that wears the tiara.
Indeed.
I pick up the new issue with her actual first appearance just for future, just in case.
So, the last news I have was something I didn't know was actually happening, but I thought it was pretty cool. So this June, DC is going to be publishing a book called Steelworks, which is a series written by Michael Dorn. Yes, Star Trek's Michael Dorn, and drawn by Sam Bastry, centered on John Henry Irons, who we all know is the engineer who built his own super.
Well, he built his own suit back in the time when Superman died, and he
took his place for a while.
Took his place for a bit of time, and he had a cool steel hammer.
After
he was a cool character, I loved him.
Yeah.
After Superman died in the death of Superman,
I was right there.
Yep. And it's a fun fact because I didn't know this, but Michael Dorn voiced Steel for the 2 episodes that he showed up in the Superman the Animated Series.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty great. I mean, again, Michael Dorn, went on to voice Worf in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but he has such love for the character, both his connections to the American folklore legend John Henry.
Has Dorn done other writings that we should know?
I don't think so. I think this might be his first one. I mean, he was talking about in the interview that I read that the book's going to open with John. John he's the CEO of Steelworks Technology, unveiling his plan for the future Metropolis, but the plans might not be what we, the citizens, or even the super family expect. So basically, he's going to try doing all this without the suit. Naturally, that's when a vengeance mind super criminal sets his sights on John and his family. But Dorn said there's one thing he wants readers to know. It's for them to get a sense that this is going to be different. It's going to be in the wheelhouse. We're not going to see him turning into a fashion desire or something. We will have twists and turns we haven't seen before. He says, I've delved into the comics, and I've seen that there's a certain feel that they have. Like, I'd like to just tweak a little bit. Not so far out that readers go, what the hell are we doing? Just the idea that people go, oh, look at this. Yeah, it's beautiful, but did you see what he said? So from what it appears, Dorn has really wanted to do something like this for a while. He said he's really enjoyed working with his artistic creator, but he said that it's his first official writing credit. He says, and I quote, I've written maybe 4 or 5 screenplays and people like my writing and blah, 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 but nothing's come to fruition. Literally, he said that in the interview, guys, so I'm not making that up. The big thing about Steelworks is I'm a paid writer. So gone are the days of, oh, I'm a writer. What have you done? Nothing but I write. So he says, no, his new answer is written by Michael Dorn, and we send him money. So this hits the shelf June 6th. I got to say, I definitely might check it out just upon
I think
all
I might
its...
just because it's Dorn's first writing, and if he continues to write, like this could be a break into comics, and love to have something he first writes when I finally meet him at a con to have him sign.
Yeah, totally do it, man. So yeah, that's all the news I had.
I did read. I know why he hasn't written anything prior.
Oh, really?
He couldn't find enough ink for his batleth. The blood of his enemies wasn't enough. It clashed with the comic art.
Get out. Yeah, you are good, man. You are on it. So
I heard Velvet drop something. I can't see him, but
he broke everything.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show real quick my score at Ollie's. So Batman's 100 Greatest Moments.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcover. This was
$12 to us now. Do it.
$12.99. No, I'll save it for something.
I want to know what every moment is. Come on, tell us.
Let's see. For a whopping $3.99, Batman Volume 4's 0 Year.
Oh, 0 Year is pretty good.
Yeah. Batman Elseworlds book collection.
Oh, the Green Lantern one. I like that one.
Well, this is a collection, so it's it's
more than just that story. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them. This was $7.99. Let's see, more of Batman 52. These were all $3.99 each as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. Love that cover.
Yeah.
There you go.
Batman Earth 1 Volume 2.
Nice.
I've never read those.
You should.
I've always meant to check out the Earth ones. Yeah.
You have not read Batman Earth 1?
No.
Okay, that's our book for next week.
No. Leo, I think we covered some of those before, back when Jeremy wasn't on the show, because I definitely know I've recommended that. And I don't know, Rich, do you remember? I feel like we talked about Earth 1.
I feel like we did too.
Yeah, that's because I know I'm a big fan of those.
I think we did back in the Dr. Chris.
I missed my chance. It's
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
over.
no,
just read it on your own, Jeremy. Fuck,
oh,
man.
God damn it.
Nice,
I do better
Returns.
when I have chores.
Yeah,
we'll give you homework.
Ceiling's
Okay?
looking a little empty, man. What's going on?
Oh, the heat is coming. I prepared it.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm gonna go a different route with it.
So now that we're done with the news, I guess we should spend a little time talking about our book.
Oh,
yeah.
So
Hanna-Barbera Future Quest.
Space Ghost.
Wait, no, you got to do it. Space Ghost.
Well, I'm a little quivery because I'm still reeling from the trauma of being yelled at by Space Ghost.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Did we tell you that story?
Yes, and I'm still laughing at it. But you know, the funny thing is, I feel like those guys always had like the same kind of like. I just remember the same thing for like Birdman. You know, the Herculoids,
Blue Falcon.
Exactly, Gum Avenger. But
what a great throwback to Saturday morning cartoons in the 70s.
Yeah, this was when they announced this at that point where DC was doing a lot with the Hanna-Barbera characters. Like this is around the same time that they were doing Future Quest. They were doing Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. They were doing
the
Wacky Races. Yeah, they were doing Flintstones. This one, in my opinion, with all due respect to those, because I did read Scooby-Doo Apocalypse and I did enjoy it, but this one was the crown jewel, in my opinion. It was just so great. And the writer, Jeff Parker, in my opinion, did a phenomenal job tying in all these separate properties with one world, one villain, bringing them all together. And it was fun. It was that kind of fun that I remember when I was a kid watching Boomerang on Cartoon Network so I could watch these old shows, you know? And that's why I was really glad you guys were really down to read this, because it was just like reliving my childhood again. So, yep, I'll let you guys talk.
No. Keep going, Drew, damn it.
No, can't do it.
I had a fun time reading this. It was a little slow for me at first, the first 3 or 4 issues.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I remember some of these characters from a kid, I didn't get the full experience of these. I was born in 78, so I know of Space Ghost, I know of Mitor, I know of the God damn it, what are these guys called here?
Herculoids?
Yeah, the Herculoids. I know of them, but like I'm not really it wasn't my generation. The 80s was when my cartoons were coming out, and like it was fun to see some of these guys back on there though. My favorite art came out in issue 8 too. I don't know if you guys had favorite art, but the issue 8 was, I wish every issue was like issue 8.
Was that Ariel Olivetti?
Yeah,
he does good work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like Ariel Olivetti is a great artist, and he's been on my list to me for years. But I really enjoyed Evan Doc Shaner. He's he's got that really nice kind of Darwin Cook-ish aspect where he just embodies like a Silver Age style. It's cartoony, but it's also detailed. Like it's not too rough. It's smooth, but it's not too polished, you know? It maintains that nice balance of cartoon and realism. So, yeah. Leo, what'd you think?
I really enjoyed these. You know, I remember watching Herculoids, but I don't remember like the full stories. I remember watching Space Ghost and Birdman. I remember the characters. I remember being excited about them. I don't remember them, and I'm pretty sure the comic wasn't this, but like Herculoids was Herculoids. There was no Space Ghost,
No.
Merged over. So definitely
No.
correct me if I'm wrong there. So I
No,
thought
you're
that
right.
was
There was an occasional episode where there was a crossover with that and with the Galaxy Trio, but it was rare, and it wasn't often. Maybe it happened once or twice over all of the series.
Yeah.
I love that they took a classic character, a kid's character, and really upped it a notch, gave it like an adult feel. Like the violence is there, and it's real stories rather than just a kid's cartoon. But
Were any of you guys big Jonny Quest fans as
Yes.
kids? Because I did not. Jonny Quest, I like once again heard of him, but I was completely unaware of that whole universe.
You're just a hair too young, Jeremy. Just a hair.
Love Jonny Quest. Big fan.
Big fan. Jonny Quest, Space Ghost, and Birdman, which were all sort of made to be mocked on Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah,
where,
Birdman.
They were serious superheroes in the time when like the original Super Friends came out.
Right.
And these were all like great characters. Like Leo, the Herculoids never really had a really deep storyline. It was just, hey, they were just defending their planet or their area pretty much from a monster of the week. But to actually, like, Space Ghost never had an origin in those early cartoons, and this fleshed out an origin for him that was fairly dramatic.
Yeah, and it worked.
And it worked. And seeing, I was like, how are they going to work all these? I mean, Frankenstein Jr. robot. How are they going to work that in? And the Impossibles, who was a band that had superpowers.
I was kind of annoyed with their story at first. I was like, why the fuck?
Because he was the original Multiple Man. Yeah, I didn't really love the way that they were doing the whole that they were sort of they had powers and they were like movie characters, but they were really a serious band. They were kind of like the Monkees with powers.
Yeah, exactly.
But they were serious about their music, so it was a little corny. But I mean, it also kind of fell in line with the cartoon.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting modern retelling, and bringing all these characters together was really fairly well crafted. I didn't see a lot of bumps in the story, and as I see Carrie's comment here behind the scenes, the character was delightfully Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so Carrie says this was pretty much my first introduction to nearly all these characters in their original forms. I know Space Ghost from Space Ghost Coast to Coast and Birdman from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and none of the rest in any form. It was a fun read. The monster was delightfully Lovecraftian. And I'd have to say, out of all the stories, like I enjoyed Space Ghost. Well, like as a kid, the cartoons, but I think, as a kid, loving like Godzilla and dinosaurs and stuff, Herculoids was my like go-to. It was I got so much enjoyment seeing them in the storyline. It was just awesome.
You just wanted Zoc to fly you to school. That's what was going on, Leo.
Yeah.
But the funny thing I always enjoyed about the Herculoids was the sound effects. Like, those were always like really funny to me, because I just remember bleep and bloop,
Yeah.
And then you had Tundra, like voice. And then you had Zork with his blaster beam. But that's the thing about the old Hanna-Barbera, is that they really were like, it was a real hands-on kind of still making it up as you go. So a lot of that was really there. you know, and it had that old school feel, and that's the same way I felt with all these characters. And Rich, I think, like you said, the way Jeff Parker did it is he answered a lot of questions that you didn't realize you needed, like what did happen to Jonny Quest's mom. You know, like the rivalry between him and Zinn. You know, you know,
yeah, there was
giving
a definitive emotion, and then finding out that Frankenstein Jr. that the brain waves were based off Buzz's dead father. I mean, that's what it was kind of emotional.
Yeah, but it all worked, and that's the thing is, like, every once in a while, those old cartoons were silly, but they still had some heart. There was still some darkness, you know. Like you learn, like hell, even in the backups, you learn about the Herculoids. You know, the human characters, the world they were from, and why they're there, and it. Yeah, honestly, like I said, this was how I feel crossover should always be. You got a great story, you got the fun, you got the emotional beats, you got good art, good writing, and it's just fun. It's, you know, yeah, you have your action, you have your colossal, otherworldly threat, you have your classic misunderstanding. Oh, we also have to give credit to Maitor. There's just something about Maitor being a kid where it was just so funny. And also credit to the kid who had a
we lost Drew again.
The kid who had I don't know where he was going with that one.
A robot.
Yeah, the kid who had a robot.
Frankenstein Jr. The kid who had Drew?
I was going to say a Neanderthal for a sidekick. You know,
okay, yes.
Oh, yeah, that confused. At first, I thought that might have been the original Maitor without his powers.
That's what I thought at first, too.
No, but
it wasn't.
It was a totally different guy, just a regular Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, for years, they've said that, you know, Space Ghost was kind of like Space Batman. Because he just put little pointy things on his head. He looks just like Batman.
Pretty much. But like I said, it was just fun. And they did do other little stories after this. Like they had a crossover with the DC universe where Adam Strange ended up in the Future Quest universe, which is pretty fun. They did these little small miniseries that was called Future Quest Presents. So they did some with Space Ghost. There was some with the Herculoids. I think there was like one or two that had dealt with Birdman. And I think one or two that dealt with the Impossibles. So it kind of
fleshed it out a little bit.
Fleshed out their arcs a little bit more.
That makes me want to go and read them. Absolutely. That was fun.
Yeah, it was great. And like I said, for anyone who just enjoys that good old classic nostalgia, please, these are the books to read. Everybody, like these were great. So yeah, that's a really
So on that note, we should probably rate this bad boy. Leo, what do you think?
I am going to give this a solid 4.25. Absolutely enjoyed it, and it was nice. Throwback to my dusting off the memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Refreshing your 1970s cartoon lore and fleshing it out to a really nice degree.
Yeah, indeed. Totally agree.
What do you think, Jeremy?
I will go a little bit higher. I'll be a 4.3576666. I agree. Where I was, I had memories of these characters. This really made them into more of like, I know that character now. I can tell you about them. Hold on.
Right.
So
okay.
That was enjoyable.
Awesome.
Cool.
And what about you, Drew? Where would you rate it?
I'm going to give it a nice solid 4.5. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. The story is great. The artwork is fantastic. All the collaborators' work really blends well. I honestly think that this is the kind of book that
could open the universe to others who are just beginning to look for books to read about these characters.
You're getting good at this, Jeremy.
I'm hoping.
And for me, I'm going to give it similar to Jeremy, but I'm going to go up 4.36779 just for 1 point higher for the extra nostalgia 70s love.
Sounds about right. As I was just saying my review, it's the kind of book that's good for fans of it and also people who have no idea.
No idea of these characters.
Yeah, because they could be fans or they could be air conditioners.
Yes, they could be.
Yeah, because it's all about keeping cool.
Especially in those hot summer months.
Nippleverse. So, Leo, why don't we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah. I was waiting to see if he popped back in. And here he comes.
Yeah,
okay, we're gonna wrap it up.
I don't want to talk about it. Let's just wrap the show up.
Okay. Yeah. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. We're going to try to make this really quick before Drew pops out again. You know me. Just head on over to thedorkening.com. You'll find all the shows there. But more importantly, not more importantly, but equally important, check out Splash Pages, our YouTube, and our website as well. Information's in the show notes. And we'll kick it over to Velvet.
Do you want my body and you think I'm sexy? Come on, baby, let me know.
Hey,
check out my TikTok, Velvet Joker 1. Don't let me move my back no more. Ow, ow, ow. Have a great night, guys.
Drew.
Hi, everybody. I'm not going to be here long because I feel like it's just going to keep blipping me out. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, GhostBudman1984. I'm working with Screen Rant again. Not that I ever stopped, but still. And I'm here every Tuesday when my reception is somehow better.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Splash Pages, the podcast that always leaves you with a smile on your face and a new appreciation for the world of comics. Don't forget to check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction House on Facebook for even more comic book goodness. And if you enjoyed this episode, check us out on the YouTubes. Like, share, leave us some comments. Let us know what you want to hear more of in the future. Till next time, Jar Jar saying good night, goodbye, and keep those pages turning.
Ghostbuster Man 1984.
Subscribe, Ghostbuster Man 1984. Subscribe.